There we go. Okay. Cool. Let me know if I'm too loud. I adjusted the microphone a little bit. I actually made it a bit louder, so I always get paranoid by that. Okay. Letting you guys actually know that I'm doing it now. I'm streaming right now. Boop. There you go. Okay. Let's get so frantic here. Volume level's good. Hi Yosh. How you doing? Good to see you guys. It's nice having regulars. It's fun. It's having real friends now. Hi there. Hi Cookie and Kitty. How you doing? I'm doing good. We're just about loaded up. That's right on time. Good. Okay. Alright, Jet. You can figure yourself out over there. As long as I can. Well, it's good that you showed up as much as you could here. Let me actually click a couple buttons. Actually, over here. Okay, good. Oh, you saw my Mario Kart drawing. Oh, thanks. I actually worked pretty hard on that, or at least editing it. Getting the two cameras to work and synchronize it. Yeah, that was really fun. It's like doing an animation, but you get to do less work. Oh, cool, legit. Okay, yeah. Well, you're here now. Let's see. I'm doing pretty good. I've been mostly just been stressing about getting the video going pretty good. Hopefully for next Sunday or this Saturday Sunday. Hope to have a video ready for you guys by then. So I've been working really hard on it. It's always, you never know how big the scope is of a video. You can write like a script and everything, but like once you like get into production, then it's like, oh, this like one sentence that I wrote in the script might take like 5 seconds and screen time or even more. It's like, ah, jeez. So stuff like that where it's like I actually haven't finished the storyboard yet, just because the scene that I'm working on, was just so long that I just couldn't keep going on it. Okay. Next video. Yeah, great news. What did I think of E3? I think I watched probably like 90% of all the conferences. I probably missed one, but whatever. They're all pretty skippable. Yeah, I guess the most memorable parts were just like the presenters, or like the people who come out on stage and go, here's this, and it's like, wow. All the games were very samey or like stuff that we either already know or like whatever. So, yeah, it's okay. So I just made this little point to it. A little fan art of a little villager playing a banjo next to a wooloo. I was like, yeah. I thought of that last night and go, oh yeah. It was like the first thing I wanted to draw today. Yeah, please imagine. I got opinions on like all these Nintendo games, so before we get too far on that, I think we should save this website. No thanks. To get the other thing out of the way. If for whatever reason they're in the stream, I guess, who knows? I don't know how it works with you guys. If you dislike the stream, fill out the form that's in the description, and when it's uploaded later, it'll be in a comment. Just let me know where I think where you think I'm lacking in any way. I don't know. That's the problem, is that there's no feedback to me to know whether or not I'm doing good or not. Okay. Yeah, Badger. You heard all the all the leaks and everything. It's like, oh, that's not true, and then it comes true. It's like, whoa. I was pleasantly surprised that it was real. It's really real. Lulu, yeah. Baba Digital, yeah. They're something else. Didn't like the look of the new Animal Crossing. Like the art style. I mean, the art style seemed pretty much the same, but just like maybe just a different lighting engine over like Wii U models. So maybe that's what they're trying to fix up. But yeah, gameplay is weird survival kind of a thing. I don't know about that. It's good that they're mixing it up, but I really haven't played since the DS, not the 3DS version. So not much I can say with that. It's like anything better than DS is, you know, is everything else. I could have said that backwards. All of it. Looking at cost version of Pocket Cap. I mean, once, you know, Pocket Cap is made for like HD, you know, all the devices, so it's got to be, you know, super clear and everything, and very flat lighting. I think the Pocket Cam had more flat lighting. I don't know how else to really say, but like, not really tune shading, but like, not like a full 3D, you know, real life kind of a shading with lighting, like the new one seems to have. That might be throwing you off a little bit. It's hard to explain without knowing it. Okay. I think we should actually get to where we can keep talking about it though. So we got the script for this. So I might need to copy this and make a new scene. So in terms of gameplay, okay. When it comes to airstyle, not choose for the watercolor textures of Leaf. Yeah, and as I said, like I haven't played New Leaf. And they got like serious fatigue already from the DS. That it's that it was like I don't want to keep going with that. I have to put it over there somehow, or maybe I can paragraph format left. There we go. So we got a script. Now we need 3 layers ish for that. Okay. See ya, kitty. As an insult of Animal Crossing. Oh no, yeah, totally. Okay. Trying to figure out what exactly you're referring to, or who you were talking about. Legit. Okay. So we got script layer. And then I always call these, when these are boards, I call them boards. I mean, in a more professional studio, maybe you might want to label these actually by what they are, but whatever. For these kind of, especially these small things, it's like doesn't really exactly matter to have perfect labeling for layers. Let's make a decrease in viewers. Maybe they're getting stream fatigue too, or maybe it just seems like it's just the regulars over and over that it kind of seems smaller. But yeah, I've also noticed about that too. And obviously, I don't know what kind of content you guys like, so it's hard to know what to do. Let's get a good color for this. I like 7777. It's good, nice gray. Okay. It's summer. Well, in Northern Hemisphere, yeah. Summer time playing games and catching streams later time. Yeah, it seems like the VODs, video on demand, which are you're probably watching now, or likely. Those have been getting some traction, like getting a couple thousand views, which is pretty good. So I'm drawing a flower house. I should have a picture of what it looks like when I put it in. 4 doors, plants, okay. And woobly whoops. So I basically have like every asset that I need when we come to it. Like I got all the puppets already. So that's pretty good too, is that we can just copy paste those into there, and then we don't have to create as much. So that was really lucky with that. I don't know, just make a sign that says flower shop. Just draw some hills. Okay, and then somehow this is gonna be like the doors and everything. Okay, here's a nice background. Okay. These streams easy to read about. Yeah. I think last week's stream is just about 2,000. It's about 1,900 right now. So, yeah, we'll see what the trend is. It's always hard to know. Trends are really hard. Okay. So, we got this. We got the first line done. Check. Start point of view flower shop. Okay. Action Fluttershy in Discord walk to flower shop. And then Rose is watering flowers. So we got that. And the flowers are arranged in a row that are all one color. And then Fluttershy asks for a flower. Okay. So we can do that. So how do we do that? Should I actually go back to point of view? You always change your names, I always forget. Who made that cool picture? There you go. I'm just gonna show it off again. It's because it's so cool. Yeah, it's just really small. Okay. So we got Roselike and Fluttershy, and then Roselike is the flower, gives the eye, and then she falls over. And this girl's like, whoa. So we gotta do that. Yeah. Yeah, it was Cookie. Thank you. Remember the storyline? Yeah, that's basically what we're doing. And somehow Cookie already beat me to it already, too. Okay, so let's see how I draw the characters. So we're gonna need Rose. She's gonna be a big old head here, probably bigger. Is she gonna be an Earth pony? I think so. We're hiring? Maybe. We actually have a. I'm part of another group that's doing that big project with the Folly of Celestia fanfiction story. She's gonna have a water can in her mouth. And that's somehow physics gonna work out just because it's gotta go like that, I guess. Boop, boop, boop. And then there's a flower. So, as I said, like we have a lot of storyboards. A lot of the story that isn't storyboarded yet. So, what was I within the most recent one? Ah, jeez. Spoilers. I haven't actually seen the recent episode. But yeah. The storyboard thing is actually a real thing that we do need someone to help with that. We did get someone, but it was just a 1 week, so we'll have to see whether or not they do good enough or persistent and consistent enough to work on it. So hopefully it should be. Surely it'll take like maybe a month or more. So this cute moment. Okay, she's not the star of it then. That's good. Might be useful for some action references. Might be useful for me to see that. So I can see like, oh, she does, you know, some kind of quirk with her animation or something she does. That'd be useful. Getting really picky with this first frame here. This is because I usually get very close to my storyboards when I do it. Like when I drag in my puppets and everything, like this would be the composition that it would actually be. It'll be very close. So that's why I try to take a lot of care to make sure that this is perfect in a way. And then it'll be close to this. This is Cameo. Okay, good. Cameo could be. Was it a voice line? I don't even remember. I don't really read the synopsises, so I don't know what even the episode was about. I caught up to everything else. I caught up to that episode, but I just haven't, had the time with, A3 and everything else. Shoot a few lines. Okay. This is Fluttershy. She's got the hair that doesn't quit. Maybe she's maybe she's happy, I guess. And then they're walking. That's my walking. That, and then actually I made a keyframe. Good. Okay. Let me just look up what Discord looks like. So here's Discord. And then he's got this thick things, and he's like, "Whoa, dude!" He has a hand. This turns into this, and then he's got also the legs. Okay. And he's got a beard. He's got the eyebrows. Okay. And that's gonna be stick Discord. Okay. That are gonna be walking along. Okay. A little tube. Yeah, that's close to what I got. Always getting the scale is important, but I don't think I got it quite right. I think that's wings. Forgot. There you go. Okay, let's get that away. Don't need that. Okay. So this is first keyframe. And then just gotta slide them along. So it'll be boop, 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 boop. Okay. And then we can do a zoom in of all this. Transform, zoom in. Getting Discord in there is tricky. Okay. They need to walk a little bit more, and then they stop. Okay. How are we doing? Boop, 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 boop. Okay. And then, that's my stream health. Looks like this video output low. Is it okay looking? Am I still moving smooth? Alright, a little bit more time here. Okay. Just wanted flowers. Flowers are asked for flower. Rose gets the flower. Then the flower magics into having Discord's eye on it. Sure, totally fine. Thank you. And then somehow she faints. Maybe. Okay, just need to space it out so that she can do all this. So, how is she going to do this? Might have to zoom in even more somehow. Just thinking ahead. Boop, 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 boop. And then Fluttershy will, like everything else, point and say that one. And then maybe Rose needs to look up. So Rose, let's see, how do we do this? Let's get rid of Rose somehow. Off of here? Maybe she needs to make some kind of eye contact. Let's see. Looping Lasso's my best friend here. Okay. So boop boop. Time this up. Boop boop boop. Boop. Okay. There's a lot of boops. Each boop is a little dot at the bottom. do. Turn that down. And then she goes. Wait. Which one? And then she'll be like, ooh. Okay. Let's get her again. Okay. How we doing? Now I got quiet again. Let's see. Should we talk about more E3, or that's usually a big topic, but anything else that's been happening with you guys? Boop 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 boop. Or just like watching me do this. That's fun too. Got nothing to say about it. Then how she pick up the water? She has to drop the watering can. Yeah, she could just go there and then just kind of just drop it. Let's figure it out. Do you ever have to resist doing specific movements you want characters to do because they'd be too hard to animate or time consuming? Yes, all the time. Even just now, I'm like, oh, she needs to drop the bucket. My first instinct was, well, what if I just zoom in a little bit more and then just cut to her already, you know, having the bucket down. So it's like stuff like that where it's like, yeah. I guess that's, yeah, there's a lot of, especially like, I was much more ambitious like when I was first starting out. Because like my first animation thing was all these pony stuff that are on my channel right now. So it was like, yeah, why don't I just, you know, if she needs to do something that I think, or I wouldn't really storyboard it too much out, and then it would just be like, oh, that's the way it'll have to be. Like, I'll have to animate that whole thing now. Like with, I'm trying to think of an example of it, but it was just like, came up so often, and it's like, my first stuff were like, yeah, let's just have her, you know, do all these crazy things. I'd be like, nowadays, I'd be like, yeah, let's just find a way to not do that. It also sort of helps with pacing too a bit. That it's like, well, why do I have to show that? Just to get things going. That'd be like, oh well, I don't. Even with this, is like, oh, I don't really have to exactly explicitly show that she has to drop the bucket. If in the next, if we make it the next shot, then it'd be like she doesn't have it. Then it just makes more. It's the sort of Gestalt method that it's you know, you can make a shape like this and it'd be like, well, that's, you know, is that like 4 lines or is that a circle, you know? So it's like you can, if this is like a timeline that goes counterclockwise or something, that'd be like, oh, you can just kind of skip parts, like telling a movie. It's like, oh, you don't have to show, you know, in Toy Story, it's like, oh, we're gonna, you know, drive to the gas station. It doesn't like have a 20-minute part where it's like we're driving to the gas station. It's like, boop, we're there, kind of a thing. So, and that kind of helps with other character stuff too. Is like you don't really show enough, you know. It's even when it's show don't tell. It's like even just cut and then imply, imply don't show. Have technical limitations ever come into play? For specific movements you want characters to do, for technical reasons. With the puppets, it's more just like how much I do want to actually do this stuff. It's like having things interact. Having a puppet interact with another thing is the most complicated thing. Basically, you can really do with them because like everything you do inside of a puppet, it's fairly simple. It's like, oh, I need to have her like turn around and then put a hand from in front of her face to behind her face. Like that stuff is tricky. So avoiding stuff like that is important. Just because that's a lot of work. But yeah, it's the having characters like even just, you know, like the Roger Rabbit of like having the two characters, you know, shake hands. It's like that's really tricky to like line up. So avoiding stuff like that does come into play sometimes, but not as much as the previous thing of just having, you know, the character movements as much. So like I could just move her like off screen and then it'll just be like this, and it'd be like, oh, she goes a watering can, and then she comes over and then she like maybe just walks into this scene, and then she does that watering can. It's like, well, what happened? And it's like, oh, she dropped it or something, and then if you go back out and then the watering can's here, and it's like, yeah, that's okay. So then it makes sense in a way. So but if there's any like true like I need to do an effect as a technical limitation, some Flash stuff does get tricky. So okay, thank you. But some of the tricky stuff with animation technically is all, you know, effects base, where it's like, oh, I need to do a Fantasia scene where Mickey needs to, you know, be in a whole room of water flowing around, and he has to be on a book, and then everything has to be interacting with the room inside. It's like, it's like I don't even want to think about that, you know. So and even just simple stuff like having low opacity for like if you want like a ghost kind of character, like Flash, this program, the animation program, does have some trouble with that. Like I can go into one of the puppets and be like, oh, I need her to be a ghost. So like, you can put it into like low alpha, but get it to 50%. It's like, as it's slow going down, it's like, wait a minute, I can see where all the little things interact and overlap. So it's like, huh, I don't want it to look like that. I want it to look like a flat, you know, image. But because it's all different parts and everything, it's like, how do I get that to look good? So the only reason that, like, I had a Halloween video just to go on that, couple years very long ago, with the Trixie Halloween video. I was like, oh, I need a ghost guy, and it's like, I don't know how to do that. Like when I tried it with the thing, you just saw it, like with the puppet. It's like that's not the way that I want it to look like. So I was like, why don't I try and put it into After Effects? And that became like a huge thing where it just somehow like made it like so many gigabytes big, like 10 gigabytes somehow of like exporting the video or like trying to make it didn't work. And it actually blew up my computer trying to figure it out. And the simplest solution was to make it a movie clip and then add any effect on it. Let's try something else. Just try glow and then set the settings to 0. So 0 glow and then do the alpha. And now, for whatever reason, you set the alpha down now and it works the way that I want it to. Where now it looks like it's flat and it just has that. So if I knew that solution, I would have saved probably like several days work and not blowing up my computer where it actually all black screen and overloaded, overclocked or whatever. So yeah. So thanks Flash for not having it, you know, automatically look like that instead of looking like this. So it's like you gotta work with the program, but it's like if the program's not gonna behave the way that you expect it to, then it's like you have to find, you know, secrets and techniques that you would never think about to overcome these obstacles and that. So yeah. What if I craziest thing? PG. Okay. This is okay. Here's 77 3 questions. It's about to take about 6 hours to finish. It's about 7. Wow, that's cool. I guess I doesn't really consider myself a risk taker, so I don't really go out too much, really, or do too many strange things. So I'm definitely the life of the party, but it's like, oh boy, I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna drag her, just having her walk over to this flower, and then she has to pick it. How's she gonna pick it? She's gonna pick up this far one just to make it fun. I'm just trying to think of things that I have done, even without an adjective, is just hard. So, yeah. I mean, I guess I sort of, I mean, my work ethic, it's probably pretty bad. That now I'm trying to work on the animation before noon. I know it sounds horrible, but it's like, yeah. I just need some time to like wake up, but it's definitely this week I've been trying to work at least 11, so I've worked about that today. So just because my video has been getting pretty big in terms of scope, that it's like has a pretty big shift in it, that it's like when you see it, it goes, you'll know what I'm talking about when once it comes out, you'll be like, whoa, like where did that come from? So I'm not even there yet. Like there's a scene that's like 20-30 seconds long already, that was like took like several days already to get it get to that part. I'm not even there to animate it yet. No. So I guess she's, how does this work now? I was just gonna have her like eat the flower, but then how is she gonna see the eye on it? I have to go back. Let's move that one. And then she'll be like slowly getting to it, and then the flower, where did that make it better? Now I'll have the Discord eye on it, which, what does that look like? So it's just a circle, but then you get rid of a circle sort of thing. Okay. Let me do it sideways. And then just kind of get rid of it. Okay. So now I got that. So I'm gonna go back a little bit and then get rid of that. And add some time there. So boop boop. Maybe add some more time there, so maybe it's like there. Boop boop. Okay. Okay. Hey there. Maybe up here is this grabs it. Yep. Trying to work on that. Should like slowly try to grab it like this and then boop boop. And then she'd be like, wait a minute. Have the big anime eyes going, whoa. Going, ah. And then, wrong button. So, wow. Okay. Do. Ah. And then, what do we do? What do we do next? Okay. As that, then she faints, and then cue back out to the other two, and then they're confused. And Discord's like, oh ho ho. He chuckles, and then Fluttershy looks at him, and then whistles, and then end of the day with Discord picks up the flower, and then they walk off. Might want to change that. I don't know. Or maybe you can like a snap, and then the flower then turn back to normal. But then today, how do you end it? Let's get her to faint first. That'll be fun. So like, whoa, and then she has to go, ah. Get rid of mouth. So we anticipate it by having her go that way first, and then maybe she like flips like this. With these arms. Do it pretty quick. Oh. Maybe she likes up in the air somehow. This might need to be quicker, like wow. And then let's see. It's around there. And then should be there. I gotta see what I'm doing. Let's get rid of that, get rid of that. And then she was like, and then legs. Lasso tool is such a time saver and beautiful. Oh, I love it. Okay. And then gotta squanch her here. And then she goes up here and then back down. So blah. Ah. Blah. Haha. Okay. What's the ending? So now we're gonna zoom out here, then we'll probably just have it maybe like a mid thing here, with Rose just being there. And then this good Fluttershy are just confused. But why don't you just Fluttershy be confused? Discord wouldn't be. Let's get rid of that. That doesn't make sense. So Fluttershy is confused. And then can't really see it. I can read it. Let me zoom in. Okay. Okay, yep. Discord chuckles, got that. And then I'll have to figure out what kind of body language are, because like I always hate like when they kind of like chuckle where they kind of he kind of a face is like, oh, that's just so lame, like everyone's doing that. So I wanted to do something a little With Discord, like, you can put them in any kind of costume and it'd be okay. So if you want to spend the time and just put them on a something that makes sense, something that would work maybe. Should be chuckle one. Okay. And then like a paste later. Fluttershy looks at him and then Discord whistles. Like he's, yeah, innocently. Okay. And then not really picks up the flower, but like makes the flower just like give him a cheeky wiggle. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit better. Cheeky giggle. Okay. And then Discord can make the flower magics the flower back to normal. How about that? Does that work? And then Discord can put back to normal, then snaps to put it in her hair. Is that too much? He could offer the flower to Fluttershy as a form of apology. Yeah. Yeah, my idea was just that Discord then snaps it onto Fluttershy's hair, but then it'd be like, if they then walk off, then it's like, did they steal the flower? So I want to think about that. Okay, so if he offers it, then what? Then Fluttershy says, well, no. Or maybe yes. And then we can have it be in her hair and then they walk off, and then Discord can like drop a bundle of like a whole sack of money on her as an apology. I like it. I can see that. How's that sound now? Okay. Have him snap the flower. Just plays back. Have him snap the flower in her hair, but leave out the walking off. Okay, then they just stand there. Okay. You really don't want him walking off. I think we had this conversation last week. It just fades black. Can I like have him sort of walk off, but then it immediately falls to black? Like they get into like a walking position and then it fades? Can I do that? Okay, but yeah, we need to have Discord snap the flower onto Fluttershy. No. I can't see anymore. Okay. Fluttershy is the hair. Okay, and then they don't walk off. Okay. The walking just feels redundant. We don't need to see everything. Okay, that's true too. But we don't need to see them like walk all the way to the next destination. But like just having them imply that then it's the implication that then they start walking. That's what I was going for. But okay. Discord snaps the flower onto Fluttershy's hair, and then they are happy, or they're happy, and then Discord snaps a big sack of money on top of Rose, and then we could like have a shot of just Rose, and then the money falls, and then fade to black there. So end, fade to black, end. 0 0. That sounds good. Okay. Well, is someone happy? If someone's happy, that I'm okay with that. Okay, cool. Let me just read it. Okay. First, I ask for a flower. Rose gets the flower, and you can't read half of it. Then the flower magics into having discourse eye on it. Okay, where are we? Rose dramatically faints. Okay, that's where we are. And then we zoom out, and Fluttershy is confused. And then we can pan up to like Discord giggling, and then Fluttershy looks at him, and then Discord whistles. Then he has to look back at Fluttershy, and then say, like, what? And he's like, oh, okay, you know, I'll fix it, kind of like a thing. And then he magics the flower back to normal. And then snaps the flower onto Fluttershy's hair, then zoom back on Rose, and then snaps a big sack of money on top of Rose. Just so it's like, yeah, we paint it back, you know, and then on a slapstick, which is always fun. So, okay. Now that we got that, you see what I mean? Like, it's like these simple things can like, well, what about this? And it's like, well, we have to explain that. And it's like, well, I guess now we have to, you know, include this bit now. So it's like we were just here, and it's like, and then we have her faint, and now we want to hang on that for a little bit longer. Go back out here, go back to like the first, go back to like here maybe. Trying to reuse drawings is fun too. I should want to drag everything, but not that. And that. There we go. I was just having trouble with layers. Okay. So now we're back here. So I can get rid of everything here. Okay. Fluttershy is that Discord. And his feet, I guess. Can't be tedious, but I really enjoy the idea of President comes making stories. Oh, totally. Yeah, me too. Yeah, when I was making my my movie, which I guess is a short film, yeah, the idea definitely kept changing as I went along. I know you don't know the full story or context of what I'm really talking about, but it did go through several stages like that, where it's like, I don't know, I'm trying to think, where it's like, I had a bunch of different kind of characters in it, and trying to figure out like who the characters are. Like I have like a like I have a mongoose and a versus a snake people kind of a story, and like just trying to create the lore behind them. Like I had to make like a couple backstories just because I don't really have talking, so it's like it's impossible to really have a good way to explain who these characters are without having a cool backstory of them. So yeah, for the longest time it's like trying to figure out like who these characters are enough that it's like I'm able to write it, that it took me like several months to, you know, just go ahead and write a story about them that sort of works. That it took me like almost like, I've been working on it since like 2017 when I wrote the script, and just like now this year I wrote like at least a pretty good draft of what I want for a backstory of it. So stuff like that is like, it's pretty fun, but it's like, yeah, it's definitely too much. A lot of back and forth of what I wanted. and then he's like maybe like reeling back like too much, like he's or something, and he's just super happy. Yeah, creating that lore is fun. Try to think of like 10 things at once, so it's like yeah, I was like trying to figure out like, I think my favorite part is trying to create motives. So it's like they did the thing, but like why did they do the thing? He's gonna like cross his arms maybe, like he's like so hunched over and gonna like get an explode or something. Haha, ho ho. So it's like, yeah, you can make a story of like these things, you know, just happen, but it's like, you know, like all those cinema sins kind of a stuff, where it's like the complaints are always like, oh, this happens because of reasons and because of plot, you know. Doesn't really have enough, didn't have the right true motive and like all good storytelling to like you know what I mean. That's like, oh, things, well, why did they do the thing? It's, oh, it's because plot's, you know, story was so badly written, or maybe the director or the scriptwriter was like, it's only got to be, you know, this long, but you gotta trim it down, which means you gotta sacrifice a lot. He's laughing, and Fluttershy. What's Fluttershy do? It's hard to work and figure this out. Fluttershy has to look at him, and then he's like, oh, what's in me? How should do that though? It's like trying to figure out those. I think I also said like last time too, that's like, I really like Phoenix Wright, where it's like sometimes it's pretty good writing, where it's like, yeah, they have the motive to do it, to do the crime, but yeah, but sometimes it's like it might be playing it the whole time, and then it's like, oh wait, I still don't understand why they did it, so then it's hard to explain. You know, to really to feel good that's like, yeah, I figured it out. The buffering, ooh, my screen health is good. It was actually red, like for pretty much the whole half of it. So, if you experience some screen trouble, might want to reset one of those. If it doesn't turn out too good there, let me know. Okay, and now Discord has to, I'll just redraw them. Sometimes easier. It's been fine. Okay, great. I can shift and trace this, or I can just draw this, and then it's gonna go. How do you whistle? Happily. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And then I just wanted to have the little music notes come out like that. Oops. And then how do you okay, see ya. So I'm having a little trouble with this. Okay. It'll be like that. Okay. It's pretty good. Okay. Ha 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 hoo hoo, and then she looks up, and then he's like that. Okay, cool. that's working okay-ish. Hi. Where did everyone go? Well, you're a person, so that's I'm happy about that actually. So thanks for joining. We're actually near the end of the stream. We usually go for an hour, but I want to just finish this so we can not have to worry about the storyboard after this one. It kind of stalled at the beginning. And then I always get carried away by all this, so it's like, oh yeah, I wanna just finish it. And then he's like, let's gotta do the wah kind of a thing. Where he's gonna go. Hands in the air. It's going what? Okay. And then a little later, he'll be kind of like fine. Like that. It'll be like moving over here somehow. There's me like a giraffe guy. Oh, this is great. Wow. Okay, and then he's like has a hand out somehow, and then he's gonna do that, and then he's gonna do a snap somehow, and then it'll be like pew pew. This is be high, and then pew. And then get rid of that. Okay. And then this will be the last scene, hopefully. And then we just zoom in back on Rose, where now we want essentially this scene, but without the rest of the characters, so it'll just be Rose. So we get rid of her and him. Do we just zoom? Zoom back on this. Okay. Now I gotta end, but I want to just do this real quick. And there's a couple bits where it's like I want Fluttershy to go do something there, but maybe when we get to it. So the magic will envelop this. Actually, I didn't do that right. Didn't do it on the right layer. Let's get rid of that. Didn't do it again. Oh man, I don't know where I put all the layers. I'm freaking out. Just make it from everything. Okay, and then It magics. Okay. Haste makes waste, and I'm making waste. Okay. Boop. So poof. And then that goes away. Poof. Yeah, it should be longer. So poof. Poof. And then wait a bit. And then there's something happens here. And then that turns into something bigger. Is it just like a coin? It could just be like another eye. That'd be interesting. Should we do that or just make it like a coin? Like it has a coin symbol on it. So has a bit of magic on it maybe. And then that kind of, and then that goes away, and then it blomps. Like that. And then just kind of goes to black. And then let's get it up there. Okay. There we go. I know that kind of dragged on a bit at the end. That was necessary to do that though. So this will be around maybe 15 seconds I can see. It's about 13 here. So there's a couple more bits like Fluttershy near the end that could be expanded on. This is pretty good groundwork. I mean, this is why we do it. Why we make boards. Or just sketch everything out. So that when we come to like put all the assets in, it'd be like, yeah, I know exactly what this is. This is just the lineless or the lines only version of it. So now I don't have to like imagine the whole scene. It'd be like, oh yeah. And then in this scene I know where to put everything and everything else. So that's all pretty explanatory there. Let me just drag in all the assets, or I can make a new scene. So the next time, I could take her. So I made all these characters, you know, over the years and everything. So definitely didn't make all these, you know, in the span of this stream. So let me just find the background I need. This one. I think it's this one. Doesn't have anything. Okay. Copy. Go back to here. Paste. Okay. So now we got all the assets we need. So then next time we can just drag and use all these characters and backgrounds as we need them. 37, 32, 38, 40, 50. Making these numbers up, but okay. I will have them be in this background. So I made everything here pretty much from scratch. So that was fun making all these. So now I can just drag and drop all these characters pretty much, and then animate all the puppets, and then that'll be for next time. And then probably link them out. Probably fix the storyboards if we need to, and then get to animating it. So glad to be on this journey with you guys. I know there's a lot of tedious stuff and a lot of slow bits, so if you hang around the whole time, it'll be worth it. It's just, again, it's just really slow at a lot of time. So if you want to watch the storyboard one more time, you can do that, and then we can end it. You can click this button here. So yeah, that's the end of this stream. So we'll watch this, and then yeah, There's probably still bits that's like, you know, now that we have this as a base, that way you can retime things and, you know, make punchlines better. You know, timing is important. So, but yeah, I guess this is the end. So yeah, next time we'll do all that stuff I explained. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll find a button to take me out of here, and enjoy the rest of your day, night, day, time. Yep. Everything. Until next time. Okay. Boop. Yep. See ya.